tick around decluttering. We're talking about that, where it's like it's not serving you, it's annoying people in your life, it's stressing you out, it's making you waste money, it's being wasteful. That. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra and I make minimalism videos. So today's video is actually going to be a true minimalism video. I haven't made one of these in a while because I took a break from minimalism. I needed a break. I took 2 years off, but your girl is back on it. If you guys saw my update, I was talking about how I wanted to kind of get back into the whole minimalism kick. And so today's video is going to be minimalism mistakes for beginners from someone who's been a minimalist for almost 10 years. So I figured it would be good to make a video for the young gen from someone who's done it for 10 years and feels like she has a very healthy relationship with it. And also because I feel like the young gen needs a little bit of help. Minimalism fell out, wasn't popular for a while, but with the hyper consumerism of TikTok, oh, my video's ready. It's giving 2016 YouTuber consumption level. So I was like, okay. Anyway, I got 8 things that I want to talk about in hopes that this could help anybody else out who is on their own minimalism journey, is already a minimalist, can relate to any of these, or just starting off their journey. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. Woo. So if you are new here and you want a more in-depth perspective on minimalism, I do have a minimalism book which is published on Amazon. You can definitely check it out. I'll put the link down here below, and I pretty much talk about everything that I have covered in my YouTube channel of the past 7 years. 600 videos all condensed into a beautiful book just for you to check out. If you want like a good read, if this video was not enough, then you can definitely check it out. Okay, coming in at number 1, decluttering obsessively. It's all gone, and now what? So I obviously want to preface this. Extreme minimalism, essentialism is a very beautiful lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I have been an extreme minimalist on and off throughout the years as I needed to be, especially during 2020 where I got stuck in another country. I'm not gonna get into that, but it is a very beautiful lifestyle. So this is not to be confused with that. That is very intentional. That serves a function. But we're just talking about the act of getting obsessive, having like a neurotic tick around decluttering. We're talking about that, where it's like it's not serving you, it's annoying people in your life, it's stressing you out, it's making you waste money, it's being wasteful. That like cycle, that neurotic tick is what we're talking about. So let's talk about it. So decluttering obsessively is something that I had fallen trap into when I first started my minimalism. So I first started my minimalism back in 2015, and around that year I started throwing my stuff in the trash. It was like I was trying to be a good minimalist, get to that like minimalism nirvana, and I was throwing my stuff in the trash. And when I didn't have like clothes, like I would borrow Will's clothes, and so he already didn't even have a lot, and then now he needs to share with me. And it was not a mood, it was not a vibe. I don't really recommend it, people. If you find yourself in a negative, if things are just making your life impossible, I think that's where you need to stop. And obviously that's different for everyone. If decluttering is going fine, you're not hurting anyone, great. Another thing that I want to throw in there is if you start decluttering other people's stuff because you ran out of stuff to declutter, you need to stop. Like it's a lack of respect to take people's stuff without their permission and to just chuck it and be like, I'm helping them. No one's gonna see it that way. And in hindsight, you always look back and you're like, that was really messed up, I shouldn't have done that. So I'm just telling you, to save you the heartache, don't touch other people's stuff. If it's getting to that, it is time to take a pause. Okay, coming in at number 2, don't be wasteful. So this is talking about like either throwing it in the trash. There's other things that you should do if you are on a sustainable minimalism journey. Before you start throwing things in the trash, you should consider more harder things to do, which is like try to donate it, try to sell it, try to reuse it. Those things are not sexy, they're not fun, and they take a lot of time. A lot of people claim the reason that I just threw it in the trash or I just gave it away is because like I don't have the time to go to the donation center. I don't have the time or the mental emotional resource to sell something. If you try to sell something, it takes months, it takes resources, it takes time. You gotta list it on the website, you gotta meet with the seller, negotiate with the seller. They don't want to buy it. You gotta host the clutter in your room till someone buys it. A lot of people, after trying to sell, as noble as it is, eventually quit and give up and just go and throw it in the trash or just donate. So what I'm trying to say is you should, if you are truly on a minimalism journey and not like just like a decluttering journey, you want to be sustainable, you want to be minimal, try to resell something, try to reuse it. And there's actually an important reason for this. The reason is because once you realize how hard it is to actually responsibly get rid of something, not just like throw something in the trash, you realize that like if I buy this and I don't like it later, I'm gonna have to go through this whole process, and that is such a headache. I'd rather just not buy it, or at the very least be a little bit smarter with how I purchase things. So for me, if I buy something, I'm like, do I really want to go through the resale process or the donating process, it's really annoying to like get rid of something. It's really easy to buy something and bring it home. It's so annoying to resell. It is so annoying to like make a trip to the donation. Like it's a lot of work. So because of that, I'm very intentional with my stuff. So I hope that could be something that could help somebody else out on their journey. If you're gonna start decluttering, try not to be wasteful. Figure out other things that you could do before the last resort is just throw it in the trash. Okay, coming in at number 3, obsessively trying to reach less stuff. So I think it is human nature to see everything like a journey, a progress, a goal to work towards. Something that I've seen very common in the minimalism community among minimalists is the competition or the showboatiness of how little I own. If you're truly trying to reach that, join a monkhood. Like there's actually a lot of temple stays you could join. Asia has a lot of these. Temple stays are great. I definitely recommend them. So if that is what you're trying to reach, there's definitely healthier, more religious ways to do it. But the obsessive showboatiness of like, look how little I have and making a YouTube channel about it, I have fallen into that trap as well too. Like, look how little I own. The reason I'm saying this is because like on a spiritual level, it does you a disservice. You have gone from comparing yourself to how much I have, how much I can buy, to look how little I own and how much better I am than thou. It doesn't serve you. Like the whole function of minimalism is to free yourself from the rat race, free yourself from the comparison, the toxicity of comparing yourself to others. So when you enter that, or you see it like that, and I'm not faulting anyone, like this is just human nature. It is just one to be aware, but to do that, like it just does yourself a disservice. You do your minimalism journey a disservice. So you probably will do it. Like, let's be for real. You're probably going to do it. You're probably going to feel like patting yourself on the back and like, I'm so awesome because I'm better than everyone because I have less stuff. It's just part of the journey. At this point, I'm just starting to think it's just part of the journey. But the true freedom comes in when you realize it's not about the number of stuff you have. It's not even about the stuff. It was never about the stuff. It had always been about you and your journey, peeling back the layers to kind of figure out who you truly are. Okay, coming in at number 4, duplicates are the devil. That was one of the harder parts of my minimalism journey. I got really obsessed with this rule. This rule was like no duplicates and no cigar. Like anything that was a duplicate, even if I loved the duplicate or they served different functions, or even just it was just nice to have a duplicate, like an umbrella in the car and an umbrella in the house. Like I had to get rid of it because I was so obsessed with this idea that duplicates are the devil. I think it's okay to have duplicates within reason. Like I really do think that we should not be dogmatic with minimalism. So I think that the advice I could give is if you feel obsessed with this idea that a duplicate is holding you back, stop. So to tell you a funny story. So I went on the Reddit of minimalism and I actually had asked this question. This was like a couple years back. I think almost 5 years ago. I was like, I have 2 like headphones, the little ear pod ones, the wireless ones. I had 2 of them. One of them was like an old one that I had that was semi kind of busted, and Will bought me a new one. So I had 2 now. But I didn't want to get rid of the other one because it still kind of worked. While one was charging, I could use the other. I couldn't sleep at night. I was like hating myself, like deep-rooted hatred that I had ended up in a predicament where I had 2 like ear pods. And I went on the Reddit and I was like, oh my God, like I have 2 ear pods. And one person was like, you need to touch grass. Like I don't even remember what they said, but the gist was like, you need to touch grass. Like there's starving children in Africa and you are concerned with the fact that you have 2 ear pods and questioning, does that make you a good minimalist? Like you need to figure out your priorities. And it really was first world problems. So I may not know what duplicate problem you may be having, but let it go. It is perfectly okay to have duplicates. I'm not saying you need triplicates or quadruplets or whatever. I'm just saying like it's okay to have a duplicate. Like it's okay to have, chopsticks in your school bag, and it's okay to have chopsticks at home. I actually only have 1 pair of chopsticks, and I know it's really annoying when I had to like take my chopsticks out of my bag and wash them, and like it's okay to have 2 pairs of chopsticks, whatever that may be for you. Okay, coming in at number 5, there's no such thing as a minimalism aesthetic. So I know that the Western aesthetic of minimalism is probably the really classic Spartan, white, gray, beigey aesthetic that you're used to seeing. That aesthetic looks different in other cultures. So if you have seen minimalism or speak another language, different cultures have their own version of minimalism. So you might have seen Japanese minimalism, you might have seen Swedish minimalism, you might have seen Korean minimalism. There's a lot of countries that for either religious reasons, cultural reasons, embrace a minimalism aesthetic. So what might be a no-no in one culture is a plus in another. So the reason I say all of this is because a lot of people, and when I used to be obsessed with creeping the Reddit subreddit, a lot of people used to be like, I had to let go of X, Y, and Z because it didn't match a minimalism aesthetic. There's no such thing. And if you don't believe me, you can check out some very popular minimalists who don't care for the minimalism aesthetic in that sense. Red apparently is not a minimalism thing, but there is a minimalist. She's called the Afro minimalist. She loves red. There's a lot of minimalists who wear color. There's a lot of minimalists who do have like more stuff, and there's some that have absolutely none. So like if you were to try to fit into a minimalism box, like you're gonna do yourself a disservice. There's no such thing. There's really no such thing. Minimalism looks different for everyone. I know that you may argue, well then how are you supposed to practice minimalism if it looks the same for everyone? Think of it this way. It's like parlay. It's like a lifestyle. It's a guideline. It's just there to help serve you, keep what works and declutter what does not. Okay, coming in at number 6, take your time. That one was a really big mistake in my minimalism journey. I was super obsessed with getting there now. I decluttered so many things, and I have made a lot of videos talking about the things that I regretted decluttering and that I wish that I had kept, but like I didn't keep because I had to get there now. Nothing is waiting for you there. So if you're wondering, like, once I become the best minimalist, best version of myself, once I get there, nothing is waiting for you there. The reward is the journey. Enjoy the journey, because what's at the end of the line, the same in life, is death. It's nothing. Nothing awaits you at the end of your minimalism journey. You will be like, this was it. I hate minimalism. I want to go shopping again. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the like being intentional in your like no buys, in your low buys. Enjoy the process of decluttering. Enjoy the process of reselling. Enjoy the process of donating, of curating, of questioning, of journaling, asking yourself, does this spark joy? Does this not spark joy? Some popular books that I might recommend to help you enjoy the process is by Marie Kondo, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And another popular one is Goodbye Things by Fumio Sasaki. My personal favorite, because it's a little bit more on the extreme side. I needed something a little bit more extreme than like, does it spark joy? Because like, I'll be for real, like I could find a way to make anything spark joy. Okay, coming in at number 7, find a life outside of minimalism. You may think that minimalism, especially because my channel is just minimalism and has been for 7 years now, you may think like that's the center point of my life. And when I was going hard with my channel back in 2020, where I treated it more like a business, it really was the only thing in my life, and it was such a miserable experience. Like, making minimalism, which is a concept of less, your life's principle, is a really miserable experience. There's a lot outside of my life that is not minimalism core, and it brings so much joy to my life. You guys have seen my lipstick collections, which perform terribly on a minimalism channel, but spark so much joy for me. So it is really important for you to find a life outside of minimalism. To give some examples, like going swimming, or rollerblading, cooking. Like, it's okay to have hobbies, and it's okay to have a little clutter around the things that are hobbies. That's another thing. Like, minimalism will tell you get rid of your hobbies, but like, life's short. Like, once you're in your 30s, you realize like how short life is. So I would recommend, please, for the love of God, do not let minimalism be your center point. Use it to enjoy other aspects, but like, don't make it a core thing. Don't make it your personality. Okay, coming in at number 8, at some point, you're gonna have to declutter your minimalism. I don't think I've heard anyone talk about that in the minimalism community. Maybe they have, and I haven't come across it yet, especially because I'm still talking about it. You have to understand, I enjoy this. I have a neurotic tick. If I like something, I will do it for years. So I like to talk about minimalism. Like, I don't find the topic particularly boring, and when I do, I take a break. So I do follow my own advice. It's important to declutter your minimalism at some point, and I actually do talk about that in my book. I do think I have a chapter in there. I think it is literally the last chapter. At some point, in order to be a proper minimalist, is to let go of your own minimalism. And I feel like that's kind of like a very Zen principle, which I will probably be making a video on core principles of minimalism to help up your minimalism game. But at some point, to truly be elevated is to let go of the thing that was originally a crutch. I think minimalism is like medicine. You take it for a period of time where you're too bloated and you have too much crap in your life and you have way too much clutter. But I don't think it's something you need to be taking forever. Like, once you're better, like you're all better, you need to stop taking the medicine. That's what I think of minimalism. So you might be wondering, well, when are you going to let yours go, Nat? Oh, I let go of my minimalism a long time ago. And I think some of my more hardcore subscribers can see it in my videos. There's a lot of things and a lot of clutter and a lot of, non-minimalismness in my life. I come back to it like a tool. When I need it, when I need some medicine, I come back and I take it. But I'm not a true minimalist in that sense. And it's really freed me, and it's allowed me to use it like the tool that it was intended to be. Like, I'm kind of a ronin of minimalism now. Like, I'm not a samurai anymore. I follow no lord. Oh, you might be wondering, like, when is it time to declutter your minimalism? When you're sick of it. There will come a day where you'll be sick of your minimalism, and that's when you let it go, and that's when you'll be set free. So I hope that this video could have helped anybody else out, especially any beginners. And if you're a seasoned minimalist, comment down below if any of these resonate with you. I'd love to hear it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.